Hey everybody, clearing. It still cracks me up that I say that and I sing it and it's so natural that I don't even know I'm doing it, and then sometimes I'll listen to the video and I'll be like, oh, that's very melodic. Anyways, here we go. The first thing that we're going to dive into is, oh, I'm getting a little bit of a nudge. So if I'm loosely thinking about doing a little bit of a gathering in June, I have two ideas. So for those of you who might want to be a part of this, I think the way it's going to have to happen is I'm going to take email submission sort of applications because there'll be a limited number of spaces. I'm thinking of doing a weekend at an Airbnb somewhere in California in June. I'm also thinking of doing a crystal mining camp out, very rustic. It's got a bit of a price tag. I'm not going to profit from either of these events, but I do feel called to meet together. So I have 3 days digging crystals. It's an investment. So there's that. And then there's the weekend retreat scenario. If you would like more information on that, can you comment below this video? And I will start giving more thought. I'm going to put together a bit of information for those who might want to know about this. Again, it's going to be in June. And so I don't know how to handle, because I'm feeling I'm going to get way too many applications for the spaces available. But I'm just going to start there. I was just told, put it out there now, so there we go. Okay. Again, I'm not profiting from it, but you will get to hang out with me. And there will be cards involved, and there will be crystals for part of it, and there will likely be music and communion. So let's just take it from there. Okay, what can we see? What do the divine masculines need to know regarding the divine feminines right now? Ooh, yeah, there's that reunion is imminent energy. So divine masculines, you cannot avoid, dismiss, sidestep, or mismanifest reunion. It's destined. It's coming. You're going to run into your feminine. It's going to happen. You're going to meet up. There's something that's going to happen where you will be brought back together. Whether you believe it or not right now, your paths are going to cross. It might just not be fully there. A little bit of a side note. This is a card about children and inner child healing. So for some, there's more healing to be seen. For some, the children are a priority. For you or your counterpart, take all those messages as they resonate. There's something that is bringing reunion in, and it's destined. It's fated. So that's what you need to know, divine masculines. That some things are just in the stars, and you don't have to worry it's not going to happen, or you don't know how it will happen. All of that, it is going to happen. If you're divinely guided to initiate that, so be it. If your divine counterpart is divinely guided to initiate that, so be it. But it will happen. It's destined. It will be orchestrated by the universe if it doesn't come through one or the other of you initiating it. It will happen. But do not be mistaken. You can actively dig your heels in and stop it from happening. And that will show you're not ready for it to happen. So that's actually benevolent if that does occur, that you sense that you're supposed to reach out and you don't, or your feminine reaches out and you don't respond when you feel guided you should, for instance, or you don't respond the way that your heart is telling you to. These are ways that you can sabotage the connection, but that's still okay because it just means you're not ready. The universe will keep orchestrating magnetic events to allow for some sort of reconciliation. Reconciliation on this journey has to do with coming into alignment with enough of your own personal truth that you can hold space unconditionally for yourself and the other. So it will keep coming back around and around and around until you balance out that way. And it's kind of for that purpose. Once you get into balance, you might just find that you really adore that person. Okay, what can we see for the feminines? What do you need to know about your divine masculine? We get Emperor. Transformation. I was about to say that your Emperor is in the making, and then we got the transformation card. So this is an energy of becoming. Your Emperor has, for some, they have completed necessary endings with karmic situations. So if you've been out of contact and you've been feeling some sort of a new whisper on the wind, it's likely that your divine masculine has just come through a major change, a major necessary ending of something in their life, whether it's a belief, a relationship, a job, living situation. Something has shifted that has given your divine masculine more autonomy, more control over their life for the better. Some, it will be a loss of a matriarch or patriarch in the family. Somebody may have had a death in the family. So that is also a rite of passage. This can be figuratively or literally, I'm hearing. So this can be where the divine masculines usurp the throne from their parents, from their generational legacy, where they decide to individuate and step into their own authority. That can happen with the actual loss of a loved one, or by doing the inner work and healing the inner childhood misconceptions. So divine feminines, there has been a rite of passage for your divine masculines. Across the board, I just heard. Every single one of them has leveled up into some new expression. And it has to do with the astrology right now and the collective consciousness of humanity. Okay, let's get into this. Because we are on a Friday, I'm going to do a mirroring read. We're going to do both the divine masculine and feminine energy. Oh, how nice. Yeah, burden is ending for divine masculine sun energy. 10 of Wands is the burden that reduces to the Ace of Wands, the inspired new beginning, free from this backpack of obsolete burden. Empowerment. The solar plexus is also our empowerment, our confidence, our activation chakra into the world. All right, so what are we seeing for the divine masculine and divine feminine collective? Thank you, Divine Creator, for showing us how are the divine masculines thinking of these connections, feeling on their heart space. What are they wishing for these connections? What actions are being taken going forward that will lead to more unification? What is the biggest challenge? Also for the divine feminines. Shuffling those now. True love and letting go of the things that are contrary to the heart's knowing is what I heard for the feminines. What are the divine feminines thinking and feeling, wishing, doing, most challenged by? What are the solutions for each twin, and where are the energies going in the near future? Everybody's becoming more kind and less like they need to be martyrs. I just saw the Princess of Coins on a different deck and it did a spin. My cards do some miraculous things, let me tell you. Okay, divine masculines, what are we thinking? Wow, 3 of Flames and 6 of Wands, 6 of Flames. So manifestations, light and airy. Divine masculines are looking out to the horizon. And this is a feminine energy here, so they've softened. They are now just wanting what is for them, what is light, airy, beneficial. They don't know what it will be, but they're staying in this softer approach, I just heard. That's going to bring victory because it's not the same kind of rigid need to have things either compartmentalized, kept in a box, or look a certain way. This is a much more go with the flow, open, limber energy. And so they're understanding this is the path to victory in all things, the flexibility, that it's not so rigid. Divine Feminines, what are you thinking? Knight of Wands in the reverse. So Divine Feminines, you're not wanting this. This is always the hot and cold ghosting card. In the upright, it's player energy. You're really starting to see that things are not needing to resonate on this level of temporary and flimsy, ghosting, hot and cold. You're really coming out of it. You're healing from that happening. You are managing your emotions. Yeah. I didn't look at this, but quantum continuator, self-sustaining systems, fluidity, and abundance. You're managing your own energy and not at the whim or not privy to other people's actions, player energy. You're not buying into it. Your worthiness, your happiness no longer depends on whether somebody rejects or comes towards you, promises or doesn't, speaks to you or doesn't. All of those things you're just balancing out. That's secondary. And that tells more about the person than about you. You're managing your own energy. And so you're noticing that what used to get you, what used to throw you into emotionality, what used to get you thinking, what used to be obsessive, trying to figure things out, you're no longer there. You're just doing you. Divine Feminines, beautiful. What can we see in the connection space here? Wow, so we did get the moon. We had the sun for the masculines on the first split. And here we have this deeper subconscious thing. So divine masculines, you're tuning into these deep, soft layers, the feminine, the intuition, the go with the flow, and fluidity for feminines. So, you know, the moon regulates the waters, the tide. It's a natural process of ebb and flow. And so everybody is climatizing to this more natural, go with it kind of energy. Well done. What are the masculines feeling on the heart space? Oh, the moon again, and ascension. Look at that, the moon, and this is the world. I want to do a little lunar dance here. So we are coming up to the eclipse. I do want to say that I'm getting that vibe here, but on the heart space, divine masculines are being moved by these deep subconscious things being dredged up towards the eclipse energies. Eclipses bring and eclipse out certain things in our lives. They are like the changing of the guards. Literally, when we have eclipses, we're cut off from source through the light codes of the sun, either through the day or through the night. Whenever we have the eclipse, whichever is, you know, blocking, those light codes don't get to us the same way, and we have to rely on our own inner empowerment. But things that are no longer a truth for us in our own right fall out of our lives, or the mystique is taken out of them. We're no longer fascinated by the things that are subconsciously drawing us, because we see the light. We see it from a different angle. We see through the illusion. We see the deeper reason they're there. We're not mystified by the allure. And so divine masculines are feeling that they are up-leveling out of things of the world, karmic things, lower vibrational things. They don't have the same hold over them anymore. And so they're starting to see that you have been a keeper of this. I'm also hearing you are like this anomaly, a lone wolf feminine. We don't usually look at the feminine as a lone wolf. Women that run with wolves is another thing that just came up. But this wolf energy, the divine feminine is an innovator, a leader, a lone wolf in so many ways. And so divine feminines have been an example that is otherworldly, not of the world. And so you're influence, you're set apart from the crowd. Your divine masculine notices you are vastly different, divine feminine. On the heart space, they feel this. Divine feminine's on the heart space, freeing yourself from the fear. Because you've become self-sustaining, you're no longer subscribing to the power that anything has over you, even this twin flame journey, this love, all of it. It ain't got nothing on you, divine feminine. You're freeing yourself. You're seeing your thoughts becoming easier. You're seeing your actions becoming more graceful. You're seeing your projects becoming more impactful. You're seeing your voice become clearer. All because you are allowing this love to be seen in the awesome ways, not the fearful ways. Yeah, enthusiasm, exhilaration, learning, generosity, fortune. You're seeing this as a blessing, not a curse. Even despite the triggers and the heartache and the journey and the patience, all of it, you're making the proper assessments of how it was designed, why this love is a gift, a benefit. Oftentimes we'll hear that somebody will say, I wouldn't wish a twin flame journey on my worst enemy. Well, there is this incredible breakthrough stuff. Once you get up and out of the density, you get into this realm of incredible, profound, abundant blessing. What can we see in the connection space? I'm feeling quite a cosmic vibe with the eclipse energy. Yeah, all the confusion clears and this one cup of unconditional love is seen through the midst. It's funny, in this card, when the card is in the reverse, the cup is upside down. And I'm feeling like that is an outpouring from the cosmic energy coming in. I've never seen that card really like that before, but this is the otherworldly love, the higher love being brought in. If we look at things in terms of worldly fears and cautions, the twin flame journey is not a good idea. But when we see the true magnitude, the changes that happen, it is the best kept secret in the universe. And so for those who have eyes to see, we get the cosmic love. Divine masculines are feeling this otherworldly love, and now they are desiring that level of growth. What is the wish from the masculines? Oh, this happens so often. We get the card of wishes granted in the wish position. Divine masculines, you do this more so than any other card that I have ever witnessed showing up in a poignant location. This wish card or any wish card shows up in the wish position for the divine masculines. Divine feminines, do not doubt for a second that your divine masculine consciously manifests. That your divine masculine consciously manifested you, asked for someone like you, asked for a love like this, asked for the real thing, manifests left, right, and center in their life. Divine masculines are powerful co-creators with the divine. Divine masculines, so many messages have been coming through for you lately that I've been picking up on, that you know exactly what you're doing and that it has been your cross to bear, that you've been following divine guidance even when it looks like you are rejecting your feminine, that is the most... That's one of the biggest messages that the collective needs to know, that even when the divine masculines have had a gag order, not allowed to talk to the feminines, not allowed to offer more of themselves, have to stay the course, that they are following divine guidance in that motion. Okay, back to this. Divine masculines, again, you're wishing to end the burden in this connection, in your karmic situations. This is the second time we've gotten this for you in this reading. I think we had it to begin with. The Ten of Wands is where things reduce to that passionate, sacred, new soul fire-led beginning. And you're wishing to clear up this burden and to be free. So divine masculines are still working on personal freedom, coming out of slavery templates, be that the consumer modes of society, the entrapment in the patriarchal relationships. There's so many things that are being disassembled right now. Divine masculines are clearing that burden. They're wishing to be contributors to the new paradigms by working the puzzle of clearing these burdens. Okay, what can we see for the divine feminine's wishes? Wanting this forward motion, light body activator, luminosity, empowerment, forward motion. So you have taken your own inner divine masculine and activated. You have not lost yourself, maybe for a time on this journey, and you've learned how to pick up the pieces of self and to take forward motion in your own right, and to take your life higher than you have taken it ever in the past, with this soul-led, passionate, inspired mode of being. Divine masculines, this 10 of Wands reduces to this. There is this mirrored readiness. That's when collaboration and true partnership is beneficial, and divinely guided is when it is equally matched. And so divine masculines, divine feminines, both are working this puzzle of the karmic clearing, of the mission, purpose, alignment. Both are wishing for progress for humanity in our own right on a higher level. What is the connective energy in this? What can we see? Necessary ending, new beginning. Wow, 3 major arcana. The Hanged Man and the Temperance. Profound balance. We have to be in emotional equilibrium and compassionate non-attachment to truly show up and assist. And both twins have been going through that becoming of learning when it is appropriate to be selfless and when self-love are in balance. That is unconditional love of self and other. And the things that need to close out, and the things that that are beneficial to re-engage. Some things end, some things come back around, some things level up, some things stay the same, some things are removed to be replaced by other things. There are cycles within cycles based on healing, and the universe runs that clock. And so the Hanged Man is when we see this. We see in the reverse, the Hanged Man for me is when we bing, the bat is eyes come open and boom, we get the message here. With the healing, we can tell what things need to come and go. So that's being seen, the burdens being cleared, permission being given on this individual level to go forward in certain ways that we are led, following our hearts. What actions are being taken by the masculine? They are choosing what to hang on to and what to let go of. Again, we're at this point of, are we letting go of ideas and so shifting the way we look at things? Or are we letting go of actual things because they no longer align with the way we think of them? So divine masculines are using their free will to assess what is valuable to sit on, to hang on, to keep, and what needs to be released and what needs to come in. So there is this conscious accounting that the masculines are going through right now in their lives. And that is eclipse energy based. Divine feminine's actions: impeccability, advancement, and loftiness. 9 of Swords, anxiety. So this can be sleepless nights, it can be dreams. Divine feminines, you are also being asked to be impeccable. In this new energy, your anxiety, the discrepancy between what you know is good and right and true and where you're at is going to feel more and more obtruse. it's because you're becoming more pure. It's because you know better now. And so any lower vibrational thoughts are going to be exaggerated. So if you're having anxiety, just do your housekeeping. Clean up any behaviors, thoughts, actions that are not in alignment with love, because they're going to start feeling more and more cumbersome. What can we see in the connection energy for how we are wielding our minds? A lot of unspoken love here. So this shows me that the twins are very influential as an inspired muse still in this motion for each other, and central. So while the divine masculines are reconfiguring, downsizing, making different choices, the feminine is primary in their mind as an example. And divine feminines, you're still measuring so many of the choices you're making, the ways you look at your reality, by the love that you feel is valid here, despite all odds or all other opinions potentially. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines? Making the 3D conform to what the divine masculines energetically know to be righteous, so correct and in alignment. What is the spirit guided solution for that? Energetic discernment, not talking to others, not getting other people's opinions, but making those judgment calls in your own right as a master, divine masculine. This is your test, not cutting people out and changing things because somebody else might get hurt or might have something to say about it or might approve or not. Do not make those decisions based on anybody, even your twin's opinion. This is you going in with a fine-tooth comb, making your decisions for your reasons, even if your twin disagrees. Holding your own, even if your family disagrees. One way or the other, this can be people, places, and things that we keep or don't keep based on our truth, even if it's counterintuitive, even if other people's fears suggest otherwise. You are really sorting through fairness the things that you deem worthy in your own right, no matter what, divine masculine. There's always a reason for the connections and scenarios that you put yourself in. And so it can be very counterintuitive, and sometimes it aligns. Sometimes your divine counterpart is the only one that represents the same thing, but even your divine counterpart may have differing beliefs. And so this is your chance to be incredibly honoring and sovereign. Divine feminines, what is your biggest challenge? Ancestry, courage, wisdom, and empathy. So there is generational heartache that's beginning to heal. There have been some new layers of generational sight, assessment being seen by you, divine feminine, and you've seen new societal levels, you've seen through them, of things that don't work in typical relationships, in social norms, in family dynamics. You've seen the crunchy, painful parts, and now it's integrating that there are solutions. You're seeing with courage how things could change, and you're having empathy regarding the shortcomings that you're perceiving. You're also seeing the wisdom that you've been gifted by having gone through scenarios. We think of light workers as affecting great light into the world. But those souls that have signed up to incarnate and cause resistance, abrasive energy in the lives of others, sometimes are truly the greatest light workers, because they create light workers in that motion that change the planet. And so there is a lot of gratitude to be had as you integrate the lessons of your family, society. This is the generation that goes from 0 to 60. It goes from the barbaric to the compassionate. This is the jump, the bridge across the gap. And so it comes through each of us as we do this healing and this forgiveness. We are the ones that transmute. What is the solution? Long-term abundance and harmony. Timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. So connectivity and harmony are always the ways forward to long-term. If we're short-sighted, we don't attune to it. We don't find the win-win, the common ground. So as you're seeing things for what they are, remember to have the harmonization in it. Be able to be safe enough in your own energy that your ego is not challenged as you seek to balance out the stories you tell yourself, the connections that you are navigating with friends, family, generational stuff. Continue looking at happiness for all involved and harmony to affirm that that is the goal, following our bliss, allowing others to follow their bliss. When we unhook from karma, we free all involved to follow their bliss. And so there is always a harmonic win-win that honors each individual in every scenario. Sometimes it's a release. Sometimes it is just not taking things personally and seeing, truly listening for understanding where each are coming from. So utilize that high priestess diplomacy, divine feminines, mercy, humility, compassion, with all of the work that you're going to be doing right now, whether that is energetically, telepathically, or in person. Kindness and seeking. So 2 pages, a lot of communication for everybody involved right now. This is where push comes to shove and we actually speak out the changes. So both counterparts are having a lot of, from casual to formal conversations where kindness, truth, authenticity, genuine is coming in and taking the place of martyr, duty, expectations, attachments. And all the while, this spiritual seeking energy, we're channeling the knowing of the spiritual higher understanding, the energetics of things, the conscious recognition of the bigger picture. That's cycling in there as we're gifting out this kindness. This is compassion in action with a soft, sweet, feminine. The pages are this feminine energy of flow and grace. And humility. It's a sweet, gentle energy, not sugary, not overly sweet, but it's genuine and basic, non-confrontational. So seek to align with that level of non-conflict with all of these changes. This is a different approach to diplomacy and negotiation. And because it's not naive, but it's non-confronting. It's not confronting. What can we see for the direction that the masculines are going? Hey, yeah, hells yeah. We literally get reunion. So we started this card with reunion energies in the field. Here is that in the upright. And we have the card of aligning with mission, generosity, true purpose. This is a card that comes after the ascension energies, after the world. In this particular deck, it is called the Naked Heart. This is where we have done the work. We've become that purity, divine masculines, out in the world, where we now are a light that ignites others. We can now share that and inspire truly. And that is synonymous with union, because when you have come into the frequency where you are truly inspiring others, You also magnetize union coming back in with your feminine. And another message that came out last year for the divine masculines was one about monogamy. And I haven't talked about this in a while, but the message is the true monogamous connection with a perfect counterpart is beneficial. And I will go so far as to say that I'm getting the feeling that it is synonymous with mission and purpose in this particular way. When we have focused, monogamous, pure, unadulterated connection with a perfect divine counterpart, where both are mutual. This is not pretend, it's not contrived, authentic. When two have done the work to actually align in the same soul print for a mission, that potency that's channeled into the world, unadulterated, is respected and revered, acclaimed, fabled, rare, pristine, and it brings into the earth plane more potency than any human could alone in many regards, in the ways that the twins will be asked to activate. I'm thinking of Tesla and examples like the Ascended Masters, that these wild cards that come in and of themselves in their own right affect great change. They don't necessarily have the same missions and impacts as the twins do, in the sense that these are the emotional and relationship building specialists. So divine masculines, you have been called to focus on relationships and be a specialist of those energies. And in that context, partnering with your divine feminine is the most abundant, exponential, next level proof, confirmation, validation, and blessing for your mission. Oof, that is a big message. Even if you don't know how those collaborations will roll out, the journey teaches you who you really are, and your divine counterpart is the perfect complement for it in very unusual and never before seen ways. You don't have to figure it all out. As you both come into union readiness, reunion readiness on each new level, the cycle initiates. I'm being reminded of the caduceus, where we catalyze and we integrate. We catalyze and we integrate. We catalyze and we integrate. So each of these reunion energies can be a casual conversation, a sign or synchronicity energetically, or coming into various stages of union where the relationship is being focused on and negotiated in a romantic sense. It can be different for all of the stages. Feminines, where are we getting? We get the Empress and union. So we have reunion and union. Empress in the reverse. So for some divine feminines, you're not quite at a place of financial sovereignty, abundance. You haven't quite reached your potential. That is not a criticism. Divine feminines, we are infinite. Just when you think you have brought in abundance, you're a self-sustaining system, the divine says, keep going. You have no idea how much more abundantly blessed I want you to be. Energetically, you have unlocked the abundance code. You've come into inner union, divine feminine, or you're on your way. And so that abundance will just keep leveling up. And when you think you're ready, receive more. Receive more abundance. Foundational efforts will be exponentially, abundantly added to. Do not think you've reached your cap yet, divine feminine. There's still more to be had. And as you go towards even more abundance beyond what you think you should graciously accept into your life, keep opening more, keep becoming more receptive. I just heard the world's financial systems are being reallocated into the favor of the light. And so that outpouring of more abundance than you ever dreamed you would want or need is coming to you. And as it comes in fully, you are going to be also given union. So keep allowing your abundance to come in, Divine Feminines. What else can we see? Progress and long-term abundance. So Divine Masculines, we're starting to see next level mission stuff unfolding. Divine Feminines, you're still being asked to become even more receptive to financial abundance. Everybody's moving, putting down these burdensome thoughts, laying these separation battle swords down for the promise. Look at the rainbow, the promise of abundance without warring energies, the promise of abundance through wholeness, the promise of abundance. Again, the reallocation of wealth in favor of the light. Oof. Okay, everybody, that was a really cool reading. Okay, being told to get one more energetic card. What can we see? What is it? Mastery. Accountability and acceptance. Be receptive to being a master. Divine Feminines, you will no longer be murdered for being a master. Divine Masculines, energetic mastery is true mastery. Everybody has a sacred accountability, but all twins are coming into mastery, which is synonymous with union on this journey. It is a great honor and a great accountability, but you have all been training all of your lives for this, and you are allowed to receive it. Another thing that I've been hearing lately in my meditation is that the twins, the counterparts, because we're the old souls, light workers in these ways, we are all being tasked with channeling in our expertise, our wisdom, our mastery, and not fearing putting our names towards new modalities, different credentials, and not simply needing to conform to the ways of the world where certifications through brick and mortar schools or establishments are the only way to do it. You have had a hard-won victory in overcoming firsthand as a master, and you are allowed, divine counterparts, to put things confidently out into the world because of the fruits, because of the evidence that they create in and of themselves in their own right. You have been given the authority through the process of actually walking the walk, talking the talk, to bring those things in. You are in alignment, and your services are needed in the world profoundly. Amazing. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.